The world is grappling with a massive surge of Omicron cases. This has triggered a debate on booster shots. Should we be giving out boosters? Is it time for a third shot? I know it sounds like a no-brainer, but what do the studies say? According to Oxford, a Covishield booster will protect you against Omicron. So will a Pfizer or Moderna. Basically, your third shot is your best shot against Omicron. Now, nobody's arguing the science here. Most viruses do need booster shots, but most viruses are not causing pandemics. So the question is, should we be thinking long term? Let me explain the point I'm making. Omicron is a mutation of the Wuhan virus. How do viruses mutate? By spreading. More infection equals more mutations. That's how it works. How do you break this cycle of mutations? By reducing infections, by immunizing more and more people. And that's where boosters come in. Around 20% of all jabs being administered today, 20% of them are boosters, which means 1 out of every 5 jabs given is a booster. That is simply not acceptable. Not when millions of people are yet to get their first shot. Take Africa, for instance, where Omicron was first discovered. The vaccination rate in Africa is 8%. In lower middle-income countries, it is 28%. These places are the breeding grounds for variants. You can blame vaccine inequity for that. The West hoarded vaccines. They refused to donate when it mattered. Do you remember what we told you earlier this year? America had enough jabs to vaccinate their people twice. Canada could do it 3 times over. Well, we thought that was just an interesting statistic, nothing more. But guess what? The West is actually doing it. They're vaccinating their people over and over again. The World Health Organization must also take some of the blame. Their messaging on boosters has been very confusing. Do we take it? Do we delay it? There is no clarity from the WHO. Sometimes the WHO chief calls boosters a scandal. Sometimes he says it is okay for vulnerable populations. And sometimes he says you cannot boost your way out of the pandemic.
The global priority must be to support all countries to reach the 40% target as quickly as possible and the 70% target by the middle of this year. No country can boost its way out of the pandemic. And boosters cannot be seen as a ticket to go ahead with the planned celebrations without the need for other precautions.
So what's the issue here? The supply chains we know are working fine now. Vaccine production is not an issue. So what's the holdup? You see, the Western world has changed the goalpost. There is no other way to put it. First, 2 jabs were the norm. Now it's 3. Europe and North America want a good holiday season. They want to reopen their economies. They want to forget lockdown. So what do? They roll out boosters. The priorities and intentions are radically different this time. The first 2 jabs were about saving lives. The booster is about saving lifestyles. And now don't get me wrong, I'm not against boosters. In fact, all of us will have to get the 3rd shot at some point, or maybe even a 4th shot. The question is, it's not really if we should take a booster. The question is when we should take a booster. Is this the right time? In America, Joe Biden has ruled out curbs for Christmas. No restrictions. You can go out, meet your family or party with your friends. His entire plan hinges on boosters. And who can get boosters in America? Everyone who's more than 18 years in age. Same in Britain. No curbs for Christmas. Get your boosters and go out clubbing. Reports say Germany is planning to roll out a 4th jab. I understand the panic, I really do. Deaths are rising again, hospitals are reporting shortages, so a booster makes sense. But where are the social distancing rules? Like I said, vaccines are supposed to save lives, not lifestyles. So here's a better plan. Limit your boosters for the moment to frontline workers and vulnerable populations. The WHO is also pitching this plan. Yes, this will bring back some restrictions. Yes, your holidays will not be as fun, but at least people will be safe. At least we don't have to prepare for another mutation, another wave. Unfortunately, Western leaders are not listening. They're thinking about their economy, about their political prospects. Such short-sightedness got us into this mess in the first place. And at this rate, 2022 could be more of the same. We really hope it isn't. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.